Original Lone Wolf coming at y'all, man. I got a nice little video that I done put together, man, that I want y'all to check out. This is going along the lines of what I've been telling y'all about brute force will never be as strong as deception, and that everything you see on TV is fake. All right, shout out to Mag Bit of Truth and the Mag family, man. Shout out to you, bro. Like I told you in the comment section, you know, I got to do this, man. I got to make this video. But I went and found my own little piece of segment from what you were showing in your video. I don't think this is the exact same one, but they're going to be showing the same dude that's the CEO of that company or whatever from what you was talking about. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to you for this, Mag Bit of Truth. Much love and respect to you. All right. What you got on screen right here, man, is some shit from Fox News. And y'all know when I screen share shit from Fox, CNN, and this, that, and the other, y'all should be taking that serious because y'all know I don't fuck with the news. I don't fuck with the news because of what I'm finna show you right now. All right. This is also another thing where I've been explaining to y'all that I understand that every content creator can't cover everything. So it's up to me to try to slide in with some interjection or to piggyback or to show other people what they're not seeing, because not all content creators can cover everything. And this is an example right here of when I be telling y'all, turn the fucking news off until you can learn and understand exactly what you're witnessing and exactly what the agenda is and exactly what it is they doing. Turn the fucking news off. And if a motherfucker you dealing with don't understand the agenda, if they don't understand the assignment when it come down to Fox News, CNN, and this, that, and the other, do not listen to these people. All right, brute force will never be as strong as deception. The original Lone Wolf been on here talking to you motherfuckers about what do they call them? The crisis actors. Right? I've been talking about crisis actors for the longest. I even did a video where I showed y'all on Google the definition of it. It's a real thing. Being a crisis actor is a real thing. Boston Marathon, anyone? George Floyd, anyone? Crisis actors are a real thing. This is an extension and an association to what y'all been hearing me talk to you about crisis actors and how all of this shit is orchestrated. It's all orchestrated, people. And I'm finna shut up because I want y'all to hear this shit. Let me crank the volume up a little bit on this bitch. Listen to this.
So protests are popping up across D.C. after President Trump's move to federalize the police force in the nation's capital. And according to a crowd renting company, they've seen a massive surge in requests there this summer. Crowds on Demand CEO Adam Swart says paid protesters' requests are up 400% compared to the same period last year. Adam joins us right now. Adam Swart, thanks so much for joining the program.
Lawrence, it's a pleasure to be with you this morning.
Well, it's great to have you. I'm really intrigued with your business model. So, for example, how much are you paying these protesters in Washington, D.C.?
Boom. Boom. Once again, shout out to you, Mag Bit of Truth. Much respect, bro. This is one of the reasons why I subscribe to you and many other people. Did you hear what he just told that motherfucker? He said, how much y'all pay these people? How much they pay? I've been telling y'all for the fucking longest that the shit you see on the news is fake. And I've even explained it to you in a way that you understand it, right? Let me break it down for you again. We'll use police shootings as a topic. How you know that the police shooting is fake is when they broadcasting it all over the world. When they're broadcasting in every news station, in every municipality, every county, in every state in America. When they're doing stories like that, the goddamn shooting is fake. It's not real. It's not real, people. It's not real. Here's how they got to where we are. And this is just my little interjection when it comes down to this. Here's how we got to where we are today with God damn it, crisis actors and paid provocateurs within these type of psyops. The more TV got popular, the more the internet and shit got popular, they had to come up with more creative and innovative ways. Now, don't misunderstand me. They've always had paid provocateurs. We just did 2 videos covering 2 sodomites that were niggas that helped entangle the Black Panthers and all this other shit. And they were being paid by the Federal Bureau of Investigation. So we know that they've always been around. But since 9/11, since September 11 came out, and you had all of those people come out and tell the truth, and they told the truth back then, meaning firemen came out back in doing 9/11. I'm talking about doing when it had just happened. They came out and it's like, man, we just heard explosions. All we heard was boom, 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 boom. And I believe them firemen. I believe them. I believe the New York City Fire Department, when they said they heard explosions, they don't know nothing about no fucking gasoline and planes and shit. They don't know nothing about that. They heard shit that sound like bombs. I believe the New York City Fire Department when they said that. I believe them with all my heart. And because so many motherfuckers came out at that point in time, they said, no, we got to create some other shit. We got to take a person, we got to pay him, put him in a fireman suit, pretend like he worked for the fire department, and then try to pass the story off that way on TV. And that's how you get to where we are today. That's how we get to where you see this motherfucker on the screen, to your viewing right, to the right of your phone or tablet. That's how we get to this motherfucker. He's a goddamn sodomite that they're using, because keep in mind, it ain't his company. Right now, they got him on CNN, on Fox News, talking about he the CEO and the owner of this company and this, that, and the other. He just like Tesla. He's just the face. He don't own shit. He do not own this company. They're using him as the face, right? Why? Because Rizal have been telling you for the longest within their thing, whether if it's the Masonic order, whether if it's some shit that got something to do with the Anunnaki or whatever the case may be. I don't give a fuck what it is. They have to let you know what they're doing. They got to let you know. They got to tell you, because you have a right to decide. And those are just the facts. And if you sit back and do nothing, they have clean hands. So this is their way of showing you. Now, I don't believe the part about them having clean hands, but they do, right? But this is their way of showing you what they're doing. I've been telling y'all for the longest, the shit you see on TV is fake. And particularly when they showing it to you all over the fucking world. It's not real, people.
Well, when protesters, we don't comment on specific protests, but generally the range can be from the low hundreds, the low 100s, into a few hundred. It really depends on the location, the duration, and any challenges that, for example, cold weather or early morning. You guys at Fox and Friends know all about getting up early in the morning. We tend to pay people more in that. Obviously, everything Crowds on Demand does is peaceful.
Do you hear that shit? Are y'all not hearing this motherfucker, man? It's hard for me to just let this shit play. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. Do you hear this shit? It's not just the protesters. It's everybody. It's the motherfuckers they showing you on screen all over the world that you think is the police. That's not the police. The motherfuckers are actors, man. And I'm talking about the shit they showing you all over the world. It's on every news station in every municipality, every county, and every state in America, and it even go over to the other countries. That type of news is not real. This is the reason why they don't want you to travel. This is the reason why they just came out with the Real ID Act. They don't want you to travel. This is why they talking all this shit about, they're killing Americans over in other countries. We got a travel advisory and a travel ban and this, that, and the other for the safety of the people. And it's like, no, that shit is a lie. They're lying. They don't want you to go to those fucking places so you can have proof that they're lying.
And law-abiding protests. There's a lot of misinformation online about that. We are peaceful protesters, respectful protesters, focused on persuasion.
So is it
focused on persuasion? Persuading them to do what? And if they peaceful and law-abiding, then why in the fuck are they being paid? Oh, that's right. They're paying them to persuade people. Do you see how they just came out and told your motherfucking ass? And the average ear that's not trained is gonna miss it.
when it comes to the protests, is it per protest? Is it per hour, the finances that you're giving to them? So, for example, how much does your average protester make per hour?
Meet my new favorite ED solution that works 5 times faster than...
So, for example, how much does your average protester make per hour?
So it really depends on a per protest basis, right? So generally our protests, a typical protest will last 3 hours, sometimes a full day. So that really depends. It's hard to give you a specific figure. For example, it also depends. If you're organizing a conservative demonstration in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, that would be a higher pay rate, or a left-wing demonstration in rural Mississippi, that would be a higher pay rate, because finding and identifying those people is harder, and that might be a more tense environment in those particular locations.
Do you hear this shit? They got a whole motherfucking payroll and everything. I love it. Look, listen, I love to see what the check stub look like. Oh my God, let me stop. Let me stop.
you would imagine.
Yeah, but I know you guys have I mean, this is a business. It's not so much, from my understanding, about the activism of these organizations.
Boom, it's a business, people, and the agenda comes first. The bottom line in this particular business will be the agenda. It won't be numbers. Well, numbers may have something to do with it, but it won't be dollar sign numbers. All right? Their bottom line is the agenda and how effective it was at getting it across. This is actually really disgusting if you really think about it. This is nasty as hell. This explains to you where Black Lives Matter come from. This explains to you where the Civil Rights Movement come from. This explains all of that shit, man. Just like the motherfucker dude, Eric Garner, that was supposed to got choked out by this little child-sized looking ass fucking cop for selling loose cigarettes back in the day. Who remember that? Who remember Eric Garner, 500-pound ass? Who got choked out by a 20-pound weasel ass, mosquito ass, fly ass type of police officer. Remember all the protests and shit that went on? Just tell you where it's all coming from, people. This is why I don't be on here, man, arguing and fighting with people. This be the reason for why I get on here, I say what the fuck I gotta say, and I move around. This is the reason for why I do that. I do not have time for the bullshit that's on YouTube. I don't.
Or the causes. So I'm sure you have an average that you pay left-wing people based on the causes there. But I'm curious, when you identify these people, do they genuinely share these beliefs, or are they just out for a paycheck?
They genuinely share these beliefs, and I'll put it this way, right? I'm asking your listeners, your viewers right now, if you got paid a couple $100s, probably mostly your viewers lean conservative, would you guys go to a BLM protest for a couple $100s? I bet most...
See? Did you not hear that? Of course these ratchet ass, dumb ass niggas gonna go there for $200 fucking dollars. But that don't mean they fucking believe genuinely in why they there. See? See the bullshit? You can't tell me that these motherfuckers just genuinely believe this fucking shit when there's money on the table. Ain't that going back to what I was saying to y'all about be careful about people who monetize on YouTube and the motherfuckers who be begging for money through PayPal and all this other shit? Didn't I tell y'all to be careful of them? I didn't say like you can't give a motherfucker no money or whatever. That's your business. You give them what you want. But just be careful doing it. Not everybody that's on YouTube asking for money are bad people, but there's a slippery slope with asking motherfuckers for money and monetizing on any of these platforms. Because why? Original Lone Wolf been telling y'all for the longest, most motherfuckers, the hearts and minds of men and women are corrupt, and most people are gonna yield to the money. I've been telling y'all this shit for the longest.
Your viewers are shouting into their TV screens, no, I would not do that, right? So whether it's conservative, there's a lot of misinformation that we only work for the left. We work for the left and the right, but always on the side of common sense and generally...
Did you hear that shit? That nigga said we conducted from both sides. How many times they been telling y'all, man? How many times me and a lot of other people been telling y'all they fund both sides of the war? The so-called Vietnam War, the so-called World War I, so-called World War II, and all this other bullshit. It was one conglomerate funding both fucking sides. So it didn't matter who won, they benefited. Now you understand why they tell you war is racket? War is just a racket, man. It's all about the money. God damn, it's all about wealth and power. That's all it's about, man. And keeping you stuck and stupid and fucked up. Now somebody drop down in the comment section and tell the original Lone Wolf he don't know what he talking about, man. I'm vicious, I'm harsh with my shit. It's kind of difficult to run into one of my videos where I'm not like harsh. And I get that. That's just a part of me. I'm working on it. A lot of stuff y'all hear me openly talk about myself. Those are things I'm working on. Why the fuck you think I'm openly talking about it? But at the end of the day, I also know that there's a time to be harsh. We have to be harsh in a lot of these situations. We got to be like fucking piranhas, man. Because this shit right here is not stopping. And they're doing this while we're sleeping. While your ass is sleeping somewhere or fighting that cold that you're trying to get over or that hay fever that you got like me in the summer or whatever. While you doing all of that, they doing this shit. And this is a fucking problem.
the side of the underdog. So a lot of conservatives use our service because a lot of times there's a case where hippies with a trust fund are out there protesting, but conservatives are more likely to have jobs and families. So actually they require a little bit more of an incentive to turn out to a demonstration. So we facilitate both conservative and liberal activism, but we always try to take on common sense causes.
So Adam, who's doing the hiring and who hired?
Common sense causes. So right now you funding a protest in Washington, D.C. But for what I'm hearing, the people that are protesting in D.C. ain't even from there. They don't live there or nothing. So why is it that the people that are from there, why they not doing it? Right? Now, if boots are on the ground in D.C., it will make sense why our people are not protesting. Don't get in the middle of that shit. Don't get in the middle of that. Don't put yourself in a position where you could get shot if these motherfuckers are seriously on the ground out there in Washington, D.C. So it will make sense why the people in Washington, D.C. that live there aren't out there, But why are motherfuckers who ain't from D.C. out there? These are the motherfuckers that he talking about that they paying to stir up bullshit. Because at the end of the day, there's nothing common sense about what Donald Trump is doing in terms of like sending the military to 19 different states, or ain't no common sense in that shit. So what the fuck is this nigga talking about? Again, as I said at the opening of the video, this is designed because they have to let you know what they're doing. This is the reason why you shouldn't vote. But anyway.
Do more? People on the right or the left?
So we tend to be hired by the oppositional party, right? So in the sense of right now, we are getting more requests on the federal level from Democrats, as you would imagine. But for example, in liberal states such as California, we are...
You notice how they keep talking about Democrat and liberal and all this other bullshit? This is also to let you know that they're responsible for all the campaigns and shit. All of the campaign ads, all of the fucking drama that come with the speeches and the not the speeches, but the debates and shit they supposed to do right before the election and all. They let you know they orchestrate all of this shit, man. This is the reason for why you don't be hearing about a candidate. You don't even know who the fuck this person is until they run for office. Or it'd be a situation to where, throughout the whole term, everything is copacetic. But the minute it's time to vote again, now they come out of the woodworks talking about each other's mothers and cousins and aunts and shit. But throughout the entire term, it was quiet. You got crickets. The minute it's time for election, now the person who running for office, mama is a slut. She a whore. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this helps you understand where it comes from. This is the reason why I keep talking this shit. This is the reason why I won't let up. And this is the reason for why I will not retreat in regards to how I am. And that includes my delivery.
Often brought in by conservatives because we are an outside the box strategy, right? I mean, compensating demonstrators is an outside the box strategy, and we are an inventive kind of firm. So we tend not to be something that is brought in by the establishment. We tend to be an oppositional force that's used for kind of an outside the box marketing strategy or kind of legislative strategy, advocacy strategy. So it really depends on who's in power, Lawrence.
Well, I guess the reason why I asked this question is because typically you don't see a lot of conservative protests in general.
Had I just came out on my own and told y'all this, y'all would have said this was a bunch of bullshit. Had I came out and told y'all this, like how I've been telling motherfuckers thought it was bullshit. Now what do people got to say? Share this with somebody, man.
Typically is more of the left wing. They always found a way to be the opposition. So what specific organizations are requesting your services? And the reason why I asked you that is the crime problem is a Washington, D.C. area problem. If you're bringing people from other states, do you worry that you're not giving the public an accurate account of what the locals...
Boom. Didn't I just tell y'all the people that's protesting in Washington, D.C. are not from there? Didn't I just tell y'all that? He just told you they bringing motherfuckers into these protesters from different states. Didn't they tell y'all that during the George Floyd riots, that a lot of motherfuckers who was breaking into motherfuckers' cribs, breaking in them businesses and doing all these different things, they were not from those particular cities? Didn't they tell y'all that? Y'all better stop playing so motherfucking much, man. Our people are 100% responsible for this shit. I keep trying to tell people this, man. This is the only issue that I have is that we refuse to talk about the shit from the beginning. You got a lot of people out here that's putting out fascinating information. It's great shit. But at the end of the day, people are still confusing people with the information that they're putting out because they won't start from the beginning. And in the beginning, there were niggas. And they formulated and created all of this shit. And that includes whether or not if some sort of other beings that we don't know about exist too. Because I'm not saying they don't. I've ran into some fucking characters. You can always tell that another being exists if you're a man and you deal with women. I love women. I like women. And I learned a long time ago that some of these women were off. They're not real. Something's wrong with them. So I get the fact that there may be another spiritual entity or just even a physical entity here. But at the end of the day, in the beginning, there were niggas that correlated and helped choreograph all of this shit. And when you don't talk about it from the beginning, it confuses motherfuckers. And at the end of the fucking day, our people are directly responsible for this fucking shit that you seeing on the fucking screen. They're responsible for it, man. Because they know about it. They're a part of it. And this type of stuff that they're doing, it consumes anybody. It don't matter who you are.
Who on the matter?
Your Facebook login?
Whose view on the matter?
Well, two things. I think number one, Lawrence, the one thing to think about is that we generally don't bust protesters in. We tend to have people who are local, who are constituents, who are genuinely passionate about the issue at hand. But I also think there's a fundamental misinterpretation of what a protest is. I think there are a lot of people who falsely view it as a plebiscite. If there's 300 people on one side of an issue and 50 on the other, people say, oh, well, 6-1, they're in favor. Well, the fact that a protest, it's more like buying an ad on Fox.
But how you know that's a lie is the fact that the predominantly people that you see in DTC that's protesting the bullshit are pale skinned people. Washington D.C. is an 85 to 90% melanated city. It's just like Baltimore. It's just like Chicago. See, with other cities like Chicago, LA, shit like that, they don't show you all the niggas. They show you a plethora of other ethnicities as well. But in reality, the vast majority of people in the city of Chicago is niggas. Same thing with Los Angeles. Same thing. So why is it you don't see more melanated people out there protesting? Why is it that you see more pale-skinned people on YouTube protesting and talking shit than you do melanated people? Why?
News. What you get through the ad is visibility. If you have a good product, then people are going to buy the product. If you have a bad product, people won't. And I'll give you two examples that illustrate this. The Tea Party.
I'm short on time. I remember the Tea Party. I was part of the Tea Party, and those were organic protests. I guess what I'm trying to get at, the Tea Party was moms, dads.
They were heavily funded, Lawrence.
They were
heavily funded.
Boom. See how you shut them down? Bitch, it don't matter what the goddamn protest was. They all funded. That's the first thing you got to ask yourself. Is it funded? Second thing you have to ask yourself, if it is why? Why do people have to be paid to go out there and protest over something that they genuinely care about? Wake up, people. Like I said, this be the reason for why I be the way that I be. People don't want to have a real direct conversation. And my idea of that is when you speak and you're done and it's my turn to speak, I want to speak in response to exactly what you were just talking about. I don't want to go about the top. I don't want to go from we talking about a topic of cloud seeding, and the minute you stop talking, my response has something to do with digging somebody's grave. No, I want to respond to what you were talking about in regards to cloud seeding, and nobody wants to do that, and they especially don't want to do that shit with me, because I chew motherfuckers up. When you speak to me, when you done making your statement or your point, my response is gonna be to what just came out your fucking mouth. And he just told this motherfucker, man, that no, dude, we don't give a fuck if it's the Tea Party. It could be the Boston Tea Party. It could be whatever the fuck. No, that shit was heavily funded, bitch. Because they all are. Since their inception. It's just gotten worse. Like I said, as the TV has grown and as the internet and social media and etc. has grown The need for this shit they're talking about has grown. That's the reason for why you got corporations like this. And this is what people are letting run them. They're letting companies and corporations and shit run their life, man. Oh, ooh-wee.
People protesting were not paid to protest there. So what I'm asking you is there liberal campaigns paying for the liberal nonprofits? Like, who is cutting the check?
Well, the fact is that both conservative and liberal groups pay for demonstrations because it's a good way to advocate for your cause. And that's a really important thing because what you do is conserve as a catalyst. So
I'm sorry, I've asked the question like 3 times, so I'm trying to get specific of who. I understand liberals in there, but that encompasses so much. What organizations, what candidates are footing?
That right there, what he doing, proves to you that this guy ain't the CEO. He don't own shit. He's just the face. He knows the answer, but he's not going to answer it. He knows the answer to that question. He's just not going to answer it because to answer it will prove he's not the CEO of the fucking company. I've been telling y'all for the longest, Tesla don't own shit. Mark Zuckerberg don't own nothing. Bill Gates didn't create shit. He didn't. He's the face. He's the motherfucker that they used to go to Africa. That's it. That's it. They don't own shit. Just like this guy you see on screen, do not own this fucking company. I forgot what it's called. What's the hell's the name of this company? Crowds on Demand. Crowds on Demand. He do not own this fucking company. This is some shit that was set up and put together and orchestrated and put in place by motherfuckers that are much higher than him. Much higher.
Bill.
Well, probably most people that you are aware of are in some way compensating demonstrators either through using our service or through paying their own people. For example, academic groups have fellows whose job it is to protest. A lot of people who are political campaign staffers on both sides. There are 15,000, Lawrence, staff in the House and Senate on both Republican and Democratic sides. Part of their job is actually attending these protests and rallies and press conferences that you guys cover. You know, they attend those kind of as background people. So it's not exactly, I'm not in first person.
Yeah, it's an interesting business model. We look forward to seeing exactly where the money is coming from, though, because I think when you're affecting public policy, everybody likes organic protests as a part of our democracy. But when you have groups that are funding it and hiding themselves.
No, protesting has been and always will be the dumbing down and the submission and the castration of the people. That's what it was designed for since its inception, and that's what they use it for. Period. Protesting is the most submissive shit you can do because what you're doing is begging the people to stop doing what it is that they're doing, instead of just quietly sitting at home saying to yourself, no, you're going to stop or else. Okay? Don't let me take y'all back to the whole Colin Kaepernick thing. I was the only motherfucker on YouTube telling y'all him taking a knee was submission. To kneel means to submit. He's taking a knee. That's considered kneeling. To kneel means to submit. To take a knee means to submit. That's the bottom line.
It's not organic because you're paying them. It's totally different. They're professional paid people.
The reality is, Lawrence, people have different incentives for coming out there. There's no such thing as a truly organic protest, Lawrence. Everybody has a reason for being somewhere, whether they're flexing on Instagram, flexing for politics, staffer, or being compensated. So I don't think there is such thing.
Now that's true. Did you hear what he just said? This is the shit I've been saying all along. I've been saying, let's go back. Listen to what dude just said. None of these motherfuckers are genuine, man. There's a part on They Live. And man, I hate like hell, man, that I can't, they won't let me do videos. They won't let me break down movies and shit. Like I got movies that I could break down that they won't let me, they hit me with copyright strikes. But this shit is in They Live. They talked about this. They talked about how motherfuckers want to be famous and they want to be rich and they want to be known and seen. And that's what this shit is all about. And this is what 8 out of 10 people that's on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, or anything else. There's only a 10 to maybe 15% of us that ain't with that bullshit. The other 85 to 90% of the people, that's what they on there for. But listen to what he just said.
For coming out there, there's no such thing as a truly organic protest, Lawrence. Everybody has a reason for being somewhere, whether they're flexing on Instagram, flexing for politics, staffer, or...
And that's the truth. That's the truth. That is the truth. Period. Hands down. That statement is true.
being compensated. So I don't think there is such thing as truly organic.
Okay. All right, we got to run. Thanks, Adam. Appreciate it.
I'm Steve Ducey.
Okay, guys, so I think y'all get my point. It took me 30 minutes to break it down, but like I said, I like to show people stuff while I'm talking to my shit. Because a lot of the stuff I talk about is irrefutable. It is. And this is the reason for why when I do get comments that are kind of whack or this, that, and the other, it's rare. Because you really can't say anything against what I'm talking about. You can't. And then, you know, the other thing too, when I go over to YouTube studios and I look at like my analytics and all that other shit, I may have 1 or 2 comments that are nasty, that are like hell for review or whatever, where, you know, YouTube might have, you know what I'm saying? It's always maybe 1 or 2. That's it. That's how you also know that the comments that they take down to other people's shit, those be some real comments. Those be like real nigga comments, man. Like motherfuckers be on some real shit. That's why they delete the comment. That's why a lot of time motherfuckers hit me up like, man, they deleted you. My comment gone. And I had to tell them I didn't delete it. It's like, yeah, because the shit you were saying was some real shit. That's why they deleted it. But at the end of the day, I never get a lot of nasty ass comments in my comment section because what you gonna say to what I'm talking about, period. And that even includes more fucking views. I could get 20,000 views on one video, man, and there ain't gonna be a lot of nasty comments. Because how can there be when you got the shit showing right in your face? Just like this situation right here. I told y'all, man, everything you see on TV is fake. And I was specific. I told you, I said, the shit they show in every city, every state, every municipality, every county in the country and all around the world, those stories that they show and they keep pushing for weeks, 10, 12, 15 days and shit, those stories are not real. It's the original Lone Wolf, man. Signing out.